My X is down.
Oh snap! Yeah, here we go. Yeah, premium, or whatever.
I thought the sports den's X was down.
Oh shoot! Let me try. That's the sports den. That's right. That's the sports den. Yours is that was the sports den one. You're good.
Okay. What up, everybody? Happy shit. Well, how do I start this? Happy
spring break.
Happy spring break. To all those who are from the Duval area. I know Leon County had their spring break last week. Down south has their spring break next week, but this is spring break season. On the road again, doing that little 10-day swing thing that I like to do. So I'm not gonna give my whereabouts, but this is in my crib. So I am out and about, doing the family stuff. So we'll be bringing the show live on the road. I was in New Orleans on Friday, so forgive me for not having the show on Friday. New Orleans was a little wild, a little crazy, trying to get everything straight. But no debauchery, but just I had my last 7-on-7 tournament that we performed with Battle in New Orleans. It was cool. Team did decent. I'll give you guys, fill you guys in on the developments of Domo National and everything. I'll tell you this though. One of the things that I am disappointed in that we got shooters everywhere. So you guys know Steve, Jaden, Miles. We picked up a new shooter, but then there's also a shooter who was around Mandarin doing all this stuff. And I told him I kind of wanted to do a documentary or document what it's like putting together and building a national 7-on-7 team from scratch. Let me tell you, it is not sans drama. I mean, oh my goodness. Like, it is the drama that you kind of face with all of this shit. It's like crazy, man. It's like grown men should not have the amount of drama that I endured and that I had. But I don't know when we're gonna tell all of this stuff, but I may have my guy Kobe come on and we just have a little powwow, a little chat session about all of the different things. But before I won't go into that drama right now. But what I will go into is how I stayed at the Ritz-Carlton. And the Ritz-Carlton is a very nice hotel. But nice hotels are not minus inconveniences and electronic problems. One, the air conditioning wasn't working to my liking, so I was a little warm. But they couldn't get my credit card right. So right now I'm outstanding it's like between $2,000 and $2,500 of mine floating around the universe, and I don't know where it's at right now. And I hopefully find it tomorrow. On top of my flight got canceled, so I was stranded in New Orleans for an extra day. And this morning at about 3:30, my Lyft decided to pick somebody up and take them to the airport and act like they didn't know I was in there. And Miles, you drive Uber or both of them?
Did Uber before.
Okay, so you don't do Uber no more. Like,
nah.
Is it common for y'all to just say, fuck it, I'm going to pretend to pick somebody up and drive to their destination?
I mean, there are those ones who will do it often.
Because I was trying to figure out what the dude was trying to accomplish and why he was playing with me that early in the morning. But he got a 1 They would because they wouldn't let me give him a 0. And I told him the motherfucker ain't pick me up. So I don't know what happened with him and Lyft. I don't know if they fire you because of that. But like I called Buddy. And it's like, hey man, I'm outside my hotel and I don't see you. And he's like, no, there doesn't be no English or not text. And I text him, like, hey, where are you? And I like if you follow me on social media, I actually screenshotted the text thread. And he's not answering my text messages. And every time I call him, he's like, he don't speak no English. And I said, well, I'm going to tell you this. And so luckily, a black African Muslim came to school and it took me to the airport. And I was like trying to use my cool Muslim code names, Muslim words, but I didn't know what they were saying. I was like, Hishamallah and all that other shit, Ramadan. And I appreciate you. I shot him $60. And he was like, no, that's too much money. That's not what we agreed upon. Like, no, Muslims take good money. We don't take bad money. I said, hey, brother, you made me make my flight. The other dude didn't want me to make my flight. So fuck that Muslim and whatever the fuck he was Muslim in. And you cool with me. But so boom. He's like, me no talk, me no speak English, text message. So I'm standing outside my hotel. I don't see you. Yo, I'm outside my hotel and I don't see you. Where are you? So mind you, Lyft is showing me this motherfucker running my route for me, dog. Like, do you know it was crazy. I can't order another Lyft while that Lyft is going. And this Lyft was like $28 to get to the airport. Uber's over there in the 60s, like in the 50s. And I'm like, man, I just want my money, dog. Like, and I'm like, you got the wrong person. And then he don't answer my calls. And then I said, hey, man, because it shows you the read receipts on this. Y'all can see listen, man, I'm assuming that I know he's Middle Eastern. He may not be Muslim. But I know he don't speak no English. But you can see him, one of them Ramadans. And, I'm like, you could have at least canceled my trip for me, dog. So now he's panicking because he's caught. And so he's calling me, and I'm over here like, talking to him like I can find him. I was like, you motherfucker, I'm watching you in my motherfucking cab drive somebody else. You should have kicked him out and came back and got me. And he like, I'm sorry, my friend, can you cancel? Bitch, I don't know how to cancel. It's your problem.
That's the part I hate. They want you to cancel. No,
like you're in the wrong. But you want me to do what's right. You know what? That's the thing. I will talk about this. I may just do a special weekend recap just to say what's on my mind, because you know what? Motherfuckers act like I ain't got no platform, and they be forgetting that when I get on here, if you want to, I can get to talking. But this motherfucker was acting like I'm in the wrong and want me to do the right thing. No, you do the right thing and correct your wrongs. During Ramadan. Maybe I know you ain't hungry because you can eat at night. But anyways, man, I got there because I was like, bitch, I'm not staying in New Orleans. No, this go around in New Orleans wasn't as tiring as the last one. But bruh. Oh yeah, you can see look, imagine my pain right here. I'm looking at this I'm looking at this car driving to Louis Armstrong International Concourse B. That's where Delta is. There's nowhere else for anybody else to go. Like who? So I'm hoping he was being a good Samaritan and was like trying to get the money's worth out of us. I don't know how he thought this was going to end, but they did give me my money back very quick too. But I'm like, you just let somebody hop in your Lyft and you ain't say shit to him. But you know what? I know what his problem was. It's the same problem that I have some days, and this is why my Fridays suck, is that I wasn't able to do the show. We weren't here, and you know what you're supposed to start your day off with. And a lot of you guys are probably bitching and complaining. You went to work, and you weren't covered. We got to get the prayer. Miles, do we have the prayer set up?
Okay. Yeah.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. But
We gotta play it again because we found a better version. He cussed. Did you hear that? I'm the only one who heard the cursing? Play it again, because I swear I heard cursing in this one, dog.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Too much. You want to thank you, God.
Did he not say fuck yeah? That man said fuck yeah. I know he said fuck, but I'll listen to his prayer every day. That's a way to get your day started. If the Muslim dude would have heard somebody say fuck yeah and all that stuff, I think he would have been good. He'd have been too geek to fuck up. But all that being said, man, in the on the road, Den Media Group, I need you guys' help. The faithfuls, we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something crazy. I don't know what it is, but we'll try to do something crazy if I can remember it. But what we need is everybody right now to take a pause for the cause, jam the like button. Then if you would take the share from the YouTube and just real quick put it on your put it in your on your Twitter, put it on your Facebook for the old people. Hell, even put it on your IG story. Just tell them, hey, we over here and we doing our thing. We got to get the subs up to 10K. And so we're really pushing it. I'm still going to be traveling a lot. Got a lot of other things doing. But I finally talked to my guy, Don. We're going to get the website revamped. So even if you have a concern with getting to this, we're going to have the website and we're going to have a bunch of other different things for you to be able to enjoy the content. What we want to do is we want to create – if there's a void. There's voids in sports. So why not try to capitalize on it? Like they can't, them motherfuckers be lying to y'all anyway. So let's create a culture of some things that we want to do. Let's create I'm going to go talk to the guys at fifth quarter and we're going to go take back over the Discord. We're going to start doing some things to be able to make sure that everybody is everybody's being able to get media in the manner in which they want to. 10,000 subs, we will do all of the normal things that we do. So the first road to step to 10,000 is getting to 7. Once we get to 7,000 subs, we will give away $500 to a live listener of Big Games B.S. Outside of that, we will be giving away $200 to a colored. So there's 2 opportunities for coloreds to win. You can be a live listener, or you could be just a member, and you can win $200. We do that. So each iteration of 1,000. Once we get to 10,000, we will give away a stat to a live listener. We will give away, we'll give away a stack to a live listener, and then we'll give away something to the members. But we will also do a live drawing of a pair of season tickets to an FSU game. Now, everybody doesn't like FSU. What we will do, though, however, is I will go and purchase season tickets for somebody who's a fan of another entity, whether it be Jaguars, whether it be the Hurricanes, whatever the team is that you like, we'll go and we'll go make that happen in terms of football, because we're in football season. If we get to that 10,000 subs before, let's just say September. Preferably August, but definitely before September. What else do we do? Also during the season, FSU home games, we give away a pair of tickets to each home game. A pair of tickets. So we have a lot of other different things. Bert, if you want it, I will pay for you a trip to Sasua. Shout out to Mac Deasy. Yes, man. RIP, my guy. That still hits hard that my guy Gino, I've tried to revamp Dope Boys. It's just not the same without Gino. We had a great time. Man, it feels like it was just yesterday. But man, it was a while ago. Gino Hayes, good dude. Miss him, man. Miss my brother Gino. Things that we're doing. FSU. I have to put a pause on the FSU baseball game because I got credentialed for the NCAA tournament. So I could go to North Carolina, but you know what? I'm gonna ask if Vashti gonna dunk if I come up there with Vashti dunk on me. But like they're doing the this weekend, they're doing the one of the first rounds is going to be in Raleigh. But I don't plan on going there. University of Florida's playing there, but I'll be covering the NCAA tournament, more so the women's side. I'm looking for it April 5th and 7th to go and see the women do their thug dizzle. Trying to get Kentucky Derby, trying to get a lot of other different things lined up, but we can't do. Obviously, the championship is the same weekend as Virginia baseball thing, but we will try to see if we can do something on April 22nd. But running out of time. But I am taking 20 kids to the FSU Paxton baseball. I'm taking Paxton baseball team to the FSU UF baseball game at the baseball grounds of Jacks. Jaden, can you do me a favor real quick? Can you look up the stub hub? Because I need y'all help, man. I need y'all to help me do the right thing. I happen to look up the stub hub or like one of them things, and just look up the resale of like what the tickets are going for right now for this baseball game, FSU versus Florida. It's not this week, it's next week, if I remember correctly. But if we could post that real quick, y'all tell me what I should do. But right now, I'm trying to get these kids some peanuts and Cracker Jacks so that their night at the ball game is great. So if anybody wants to donate to the cause, I'm going to mftkfoundation.com. There should be a donate now button, or hit me up in my DMs. Money sign MFTK36 is on your Cash Apps. I can also send you a link to be able to pay. We did have a guy who has ponied up $10 per kid, so that's $200. So we should be able to get them something, but let's get them a little bit more. Let them have a good all-in experience for that. But if you can see, like, what are the reasons? So, like right now, all right. So our guys are sitting in the. Actually, I'm over here trying to guesstimate this shit. I know exactly. Hold on, let me find out exactly where we're at. But it's showing tickets are like $37, right? I paid $20 for the tickets. Am I wrong for flipping this shit? Like, should I not do that? Like, or should I be about the kids? Because I'm not opposed. Hold on, Donovan. I know you sent me this shit. I done lost this shit. Hold on. I don't know. Anybody? What? Anybody got any ideas of what we should do? Because I can't hear anybody. I can't hear you if you're saying anything.
Do it for the kids. Do it for the kids.
Andre's like, MFTK, flip that shit. Now UNF want to. Actually, you know what? All right. Hey, what is UNF? No, UNF basketball's over. Shit. I had some ends with. I ain't go see a UNF basketball game this year. I feel bad about that. Damn, man, I can't find. All right, so we saying do it for the kids, but I got 20 tickets. I'm trying to remember where they're at. He did say they were in the outfield. Maybe it's a Ticketmaster. I got my PGA Tour tickets. It's crazy when I be forgetting this shit. Anyways, man. Going what we got. I'll find this here in a minute. But what we got for the show today, Jaden? But that's basically some of the housekeeping stuff that we got going on. We always doing something for the Jits.
Can y'all hear me okay? Can you hear me okay, James?
I can hear
All right. All right, cool. So what's up, y'all? Monday, March 17th, we're doing a little evening episode. Here bringing you big games B.S, the good, the bad, and all the BS in sports. First things first, we like to start off with college. So we have to start with some FSU football news that has been causing Twitter to go crazy, involving Mike Norvell closing a majority of the spring practices to the media. Then we got softball and baseball score updates, and then we have the women's basketball tournament seeding, and then we have a JUCO NCAA guidance. They released some documents talking about some eligibility for JUCO players. We're going to run through that as well. Talk about the most watched college football games during this past year. And EA College Football 26 game had a deluxe leak of their cover, so we're going to look at that. Bill Belichick has been wilding, and one of your favorite wide receivers, James, T-Mac, a.k.a. Tetaroa McMillan, had his pro day today, and we're going to get into that. And then March Madness, like James has mentioned, is happening. The seeding and the bracket have been made. So what we're going to do on the pod is, James, we're going to make a bracket, see how well your bracket does, and then we're going to move on to the NFL. Keon Coleman is funny as ever with Complex. Then we got the Bengals with our Money Moves segment of the day. They had a huge payday for T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Derek Stingley Jr. getting some money as well. Shout out the LSU Tigers. Then we have a couple other NFL moves as well. Talk about some draft picks. And then we didn't get a chance to discuss the DeMarcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons feud that ensued last week. So we're going to get a chance to talk about that. And then to wrap it up in our Big Games BS segment, we have this nasty high school buzzer beater. Steph Curry hitting 4,000 threes. No one has hit that historic mark in the NBA. And we're going to talk about an Angel Reese hater. So first things first, we have the statement per Miguel Blanco, a.k.a. Mike Norvell. So Mike Norvell has, closed a majority of the spring practices to the media. Quote, I'm going to read this right quick. Quote, as I evaluated every aspect of our program this offseason, I came to the decision that the majority of this year's spring practices will not be open to the media. I'll repeat that last part. I came to the decision that the majority of this year's spring practices will not be open to the media. In my first 5 seasons here, we provided unmatched access to the members of the media to observe practices during the spring, preseason camp, and game weeks. I appreciate and respect the media's role in telling the stories of the people in our program and keeping our fans informed. In a day and age where so many people have access to our players, I want to create an atmosphere free of outside perspectives during our time of preparation and development. The availability of our program in terms of post-practice media opportunities and individual requests for players, coaches, and staff members will remain the same. This is not a suggestion that I think last season's record had anything to do with media members observing our practices, especially after we won 19 games in a row in 2022 and 2023 with media at practice. However, this is the best decision for our program at this time. James, what do you think about Mike Norvell's decision to not have media get a majority of the practices access for this year's spring practices?
Man, I think he should have been done this shit. It's a luxury. Like, if I'm being honest, man, it's a luxury to be able to have the access that some of these media members have. And I don't think they appreciate it to the fullest. I think they feel they're entitled to getting to know this stuff. And whether we believe it or not, we have power in our words. Say we. First off, I want to differentiate. I am not an FSU beat writer. I, James Coleman, have nothing to do with FSU from a media capacity. I am a former player that has vested interest in his program doing well, being and having the light shined on them in the best possible way, because I benefited from it. My life is easier when FSU is better. Like, my opinions on shit get hit on social media from a manner of that doesn't even make sense when Florida State's not good. Like, I can say, man, Trevor Lawrence isn't throwing well. Man, y'all, fuck you in your opinion. You just mad because Florida State sucks. I could be saying something completely random and they'll be like, oh, Florida State ain't no good. But like, just to read some of the things, just to see some of, like, to have a guy after every recruit commits, ask the recruit, when are you going to decommit? Like, if that's the level of journalism that we're getting out of Florida State, I wouldn't even let them cover recruiting. I keep them away from us as much as possible until they got the message. Nick Saban's done this before. Jimbo Fisher's done this before. A lot of guys get locked in because they're going to make up and push out their narrative, whether it's a story or not. They're very good with words. They're very calculated with what they write and what they say. And I think Mike is doing this because it did not. I'm gonna put it out there. Because I think I've told this story numerous times. I've written this article before. It's on Den Media Group, by the way. Alan May Adams told me a long time ago, like, it's not your business what other people have to say about you. Nobody told your dumb ass to read. They told you to go hit people. But at the same time, if you live for the cheers, you'll die by the boos. But if you're used to it, you think that because you think these guys are your friends, and they're not. Their job is, like, if you stink, they're gonna throw you under the bus. And you know who's gonna do it the worst? And I'm not saying this is supposed to be bad, but like, look, Clay gonna make it look. Look, Clay gonna use facts. Clay Fink gonna use like the statistics to throw your ass to let you know how bad you suck on like the grand scheme of things. So it's gonna feel even worse. But like, at least his has like some kind of rhyme and reason behind it. But like, they're not your friend, and it's okay. The media should state that I'm not your friend. My job is to cover this and do what my people think, what my people think will get clicks. That is their job. And now Mike's job is to worry about the holistic health and the well-being of the 120 young men that he is in charge of. And what he did was he saw a guy who was a mental midget and DJ ukulele, like, get railroaded. And it wasn't all his fault, but that's what happens with quarterbacks. The quarterback gets railroaded. And our media was negative in 20 when we were winning. So he should have been done this shit. Also, I don't think our media understands that it's okay to not talk about things that you don't know about. Like, it's okay to not talk about a football drill because you obviously have never done that drill before. Or you may not know, what's being worked with that drill. It's okay to not say. It's okay to shut the fuck up and not have an opinion. Stephen A. Smith, it's okay. And I think sometimes that puts us in a position, like, and that's your fault as the fan. You have an insatiable appetite to always want data, to always want something, to always want a story. And sometimes it's just not a fucking story there. And so they have the need to fill your void. It's capitalism. It's marketing. It's supply and demand. They're giving you the Coke that you asked for in the written form. Now he's restricting the Coke. But I'm going to be honest with you. They don't be at the practices anyway. So, like, you ain't going to really miss nothing. They be at the beginning of practices, like a 15-minute window for media to be at the beginning of practice. That's when they be doing those silly-ass drills that they post up. And, then they go into the baseball stands and, like, they're trying to watch. And they're giving you a breakdown of what's going on from 200 yards away. Like, they can't see shit. Because I remember the first time, I'm like, damn. I'm on the field watching as a former player, not as media, because I do not cover Florida State. I just so happen to like to see Florida State win because I need my son. My son cries when Florida State loses. Like, he played. Because, again, they treat him very well. This staff, I mean, Coach Norvell, all those guys, and I told Coach Fuller when I saw him at the Combine, I miss him more than anyone. That's my son's favorite coach. It was Coach Albert Fuller. But, like, they treat my son like he scored 10 touchdowns at Florida State. and like they can't see it. And even when you see it, let me tell you about what I do cover it, which is the NFL. And we get a chance to have full access at camp and in OTAs and things like that. We can't post video of plays. We can't tell you that they were in trips. This set was trips right. But it was 4 wide receivers. They trips right, motion the quad. And then they did a handoff to the left. We can't get descriptive with it. We can't tell you that Brian Thomas Jr. scored on a post route by such and such because that's too descriptive. All we can do is say is that Brian Thomas Jr. had a good day. He scored a couple of touchdowns. That's the extent to what you can say about these practices. A lot of the stuff that they do sometimes is they may talk to a person or to listen to coaches' interviews, and they're going to use deductive reasoning to be able to give you what's a breakdown of the practices. And a lot of times they don't really know what that shit is because it's especially when they be using football verbiage. Like, you know, I guarantee if you told them right now, most of them, not all of them, again, if the shoe fits, wear it because these motherfuckers be listening, or somebody going to clip this and send it to somebody, and they're going to get in their feelings and get emotional and be like, what are you talking about? Bitch, I ain't say nobody fucking name, but if the shoe fit, fucking wear it. Like, and if you want to fight, just let me know. But, like, if you put them on the board, they don't know what a fucking 4-eye is. They don't know the real gaps. They don't understand the difference between zone steps and power eye steps and things like this. They really don't understand about influence pools. They don't know about what is it. They'll tell you the guy's supposed to make a read, but the crazy part is, as a guy who is in office, we don't know what the fuck they're reading because what we think they're reading, that the office might dictate them to do something else. They may see somebody let's just look at the when you're going to a lot of the zone schemes. So especially when you're playing odd man fronts or you're playing even man fronts, you identify, like when we were there, you identify the Mike. So traditionally the Mike linebacker is your middle linebacker, the person in the middle. But what if that Mike linebacker sucks and he's pie and we don't really need to identify him? It's weeks where we went from identifying the Mike being a traditional Mike to we're going to treat the Will as the Mike, and we're going to identify from there and then shift our blocking scheme from there. So it looks like a completely different read. I mean, it looks like a completely different play, but it's the same play with a different read. We won't know that unless somebody volunteered that information for us. And and that's my joke when I'm doing the breakdowns, even if I did know it, I wouldn't tell you because I'm giving up the offense. Why would I give up the offense? That's counterproductive to what we want the university that they cover, the university that I enjoy winning, do. So that's just a little bit of some free game by big game. But so that just makes me want to go watch practice. I got a couple kids they want. I got to bring Bryson over there. Bryson Wright anyway. I got to bring Knox. I got to bring a couple other guys over there. So we're going to go check out some practices. I'll bring Trey over there. We'll go watch a scrimmage or two. And then, hey, this would be a good reason for you guys to make sure you click the like button and subscribe. I will not give you any hidden secrets. All I'm going to do is just talk about, hey, man, the boys look good or they look bad. And y'all know I'm going to say that shit on Twitter anyway. And God, I want to go see Deuce Robinson because I play with D-Rob, and I'm grateful that D-Rob is here. I mean, that D-Rob finally sent his son here. The second go around, but it's better late than never. But people asking me my opinion on this, I personally think Mike should have been done this shit. And Mike should give the media his whole ass to kiss because because when we were winning, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't sustainable. And then when we finally lost, it's just anarchy and the end of the world. And again, the key word for the day, people, is the media is not your friend.
No, appreciate you sharing your opinion. And yeah, a lot of fans were going crazy on Twitter. Somebody even said, Montre even said, war chant sounded hurt about the news. LOL. They definitely did, Montre. They definitely did. But let's end this on a positive note. So we're going to talk about a softball recap score right here. So the softball team beat Pitt 13 14-0. Next, we got a baseball score recap as well. The FSU Seminoles beat Boston College 8-2, and the Noles take game 1 for their first ACC win of the season. Now, it is March, and with March, sports fans love March Madness. College basketball is at its peak time, and even though our men's team did not get a chance to get into the March Madness, our women's team made sure to represent FSU loud and proud. So if you guys did not know, FSU women's basketball are a 6th seed facing George Mason in the first round, March 22nd in Baton Rouge. So make sure you guys tune into the game, support the Lady Seminoles. And then we got some pictures from when they found out they were the 6th seed right here. I'm pretty sure this is Township Bar. And yeah, just everybody looking happy. Man, a great sight to see, a great sight to see. And just a quick fact for you all right quick. So these teams have the longest active streak of tournament appearances. So Seminoles are one of 7 teams with 12 or more active tournament appearances, following Tennessee, UConn, South Carolina, Maryland, Louisville, and Baylor. So keep doing your thing, ladies, and hope y'all make it to the ship. Next, we have to discuss the NCAA and JUCO, NCAA and JUCO suggestion per On3 Sports. So what this is a guidance for schools around its JUCO waiver that was released this previous December. So I'm going to highlight some of the main facts of this document right here, and then James can give his opinion on the situation, and he recaps thoughts he has as well. So the purpose of this waiver is allow student athletes who competed at non-NCAA institutions, NAIA, JUCO, or international school to compete in the 2025-2026 academic year if they would have otherwise exhausted eligibility in 2024 and 2025. So who's eligible for this must have at least 1 season at a non-NCAA institution, must be academically and athletically eligible, and must meet progress towards degree and other standard NCAA requirements. So these are for student athletes transitioning from non-CAA institutions, those currently at D3 or D2 institutions who previously competed at a non-NCAA school. So who does not qualify for this? Student athletes who only competed at NCAA schools, those who already used 4 NCAA seasons unless COVID-19 relief applies. So some additional clarifications. Relief does not extend the total period of eligibility. Previously denied waivers may still be eligible if they meet the criteria. If an athlete already received COVID-19 relief for a non-NCAA season, they cannot double dip into this waiver. And athletes granted progress toward degree waivers for 2025-2026 can still qualify under this new waiver if all other criteria are met. So, James, what are your thoughts about this waiver guidance for JUCO, and how important do you think it is for the college landscape with these JUCOs getting another year basically just to get a chance to prove themselves, get a chance to hopefully get to that next stage in the professional sports world?
I personally think you should just give 6 years. You have 6 years, or have an age limit. Have 25 be the max, the oldest you can play NCAA. And you figure out how you get your years that way. But like all of this extra shit, like again, this is just tucking your head, putting your head in the sand. JUCO is the land of misfit toys anyway. There's guys are batshit crazy, 1 foot up, 1 foot injured. Like some of them have been. The only place you can go to see a guy who was a D1 player, pushback. And then you also have on your left, and you have a guy who just got out of jail on your right. Like a lot of times it's just guys who just didn't, it wasn't that they weren't good, it's just academically, behavioral, or they were an inch too short, or they were a step too slow, and that's where they went. But like, let's not pretend like the NCAA is full of JUCO guys. But I do think if you can get guys to be 20 years old, you basically prep school them. You can use them as prep schools, and I still don't think that helps guys like they really believe it's going to help guys. Like if you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Like until they change what they believe, what they value, it doesn't matter. That's my opinion.
Yeah, just wanted to share this with you all so you can get some insight onto the documents you're reading. Try to muddle through the verbiage, and we will continue on with some college sports, recapping the most watched college football games during last college football season. So we're going to start out with, obviously, national championship taking that number one spot with 22.1 million viewers. And then you got Ohio State versus Oregon, 21.1 million viewers. Got OSU versus Texas at number 3. Key to note that Ohio State has the top 3 spots for the most college football watch games. Shout out to the Ohio State fan base for that one. Then you have coming in at number 4, Notre Dame and Penn State, 17.8 million viewers, the 2 African-American head coaches. And then you got number 5, Texas versus ASU, pulling in 17.3 million viewers as well. James, any surprising games on this list where you think they should have been higher, lower? What are your thoughts?
Nah, I mean, the national championship will always probably be the most watched game. Notre Dame and Ohio State have some of the biggest fan bases. So that's part of the reason why you saw a lot of those games get watched in that manner. A lot of North. And just further helps the Big Ten with their argument when renegotiations comes through. So I like it. Get these kids bread. Get these kids bread up.
Speaking of getting kids bread up, EA College Football has a chance to give players some money for using their NIL in the game. So the EA Sports College Football 26 Deluxe cover was leaked allegedly, and some of the faces on this game include Alabama star wide receiver Ryan Williams, OSU star-studded wide receiver Jeremiah Smith as well in that number 4 jersey right there. You got Kirby Smart, Tim Tebow, DJ Lagway, Reggie Bush, Bryce Underwood, and a lot more faces involved. So, James, if this was the actual 2026 deluxe cover, how would you rate it 1 through 10?
I don't like it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to see Keegan Peele on my cover. The coach of Penn State. I don't want to see him. DJ Lagway hasn't done anything to earn to be this. This is all hype, which is good for him. Get paid, little daddy. I ain't mad at that. Not mad at the first 2 guys who are in the front because clearly they're better than everybody else. Kirby looked weird. You said Jesus. Where's Jesus' nephew on this? Oh, never mind. I see him. It looks very uncreative. Like, we're going to give, hey, guys, it looks like somebody would have had an iPhone camera. Say, hey, man, let's capture this moment real quick. Everybody turn here. Say cheese. That's what happened. And I think they could do better than that. It's just my opinion. But I also don't want to own anything with Tim Tebow on it. That's the hater in me as well.
Yeah, I was surprised by this cover as well. Obviously, this is a leak, so everything is alleged with this. But I was just surprised by DJ Lagway more than anybody and Bryce Underwood. Bryce Underwood hasn't stepped foot in a game in Michigan uniform representing his school. And obviously, DJ Lagway had that career as a freshman, but, like James said, not really proven himself yet on a bigger scale. So we will see if this leak will hold true. And next thing, we will talk about someone who's new to the college football landscape. And man, he is getting flamed on in the Twitter world. Bill Belichick, man. So UNC head coach Bill Belichick has asked that staffers CC his girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, who contributes to UNC's social media presence on all communications. But if you thought that was bad, Man, he was seen doing the most at the beach, man. I wonder what his leg routine is, James, because man.
Like they over here talking like this man ain't like working out. Like he's just a regular ass 70-year-old. Like the hate is showing. Now, granted, is it weird? Yes. Yes, it's weird, but like, what would be weirder, right? He's single, correct? In theory. This is his old lady. But like, you want him? What other active 70-year-old women are out there that y'all would like to see Bill with?
I don't think old lady is fitting for his girlfriend.
And it's his career. Like, he on the go. Like, come on, dog. You want your meatball getting plowed by Bill? Or, you know, he has some things that only a young woman can satisfy. Charles brings up good. Now that's a good one right there. There's only a couple, like Patti LaBelle, but I don't want Patti LaBelle with Bill. Dr. Umar would not approve that. Not Jamie Lee Curtis. Did we ever find out if Jamie Lee Curtis was she a part of the community? Or is that all woman? Remember they were saying, I know you probably don't. Jay, do you know who Jamie Lee Curtis is?
Yeah, I know who that is. I don't think I don't know if she's part of the community.
No, I'm saying like they were saying that she might have both sets.
Whoa.
Oh no! Whoa!
I never even heard that.
I never heard that before.
Like she might be one of them hermaphrodites. The hermaphrodites. But I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not sure. She never was like a sex symbol. I never got it. But you know, I don't necessarily think Bill's old lady is attractive. But Bill like her. She's small. Most women his age ain't got the bone structure, and they got, they ain't been drinking milk lately. They don't have the calcium and the bone density to be able to, do it. Is Sharon Stone still alive? But we don't want him messing with them. Like, it's few and far in between. Let him go live his best life. This is biblical, if we being for real. Them men in the Bible was dating them young broads. Like, this is good. Like, he needs somebody that can keep up. And so if you go back to the original tweet that you put up, Jaden, I thought they was calling him Unc. You know what I'm saying? Like UNC, but I was forgetting that that's literally that's the school. Like, I was like, damn, why they gotta call him Unc? Why they just can't call him Coach Belichick? But if my old lady was good at social media, and to his defense, Bill, Bill was around when internet wasn't popping. So like Bill really might think like, if you go to your Jaden, who's the best person? Who do all your old family members think is the best person with social media in your household? Probably.
I would say me.
That's what I'm saying. We all automatically assume the young person's good at this. Y'all grown up with it your whole life. She don't know what it's like. He got him a woman that had a tablet shoved in her face to babysit her. He comes from a time when he was happy to get an orange for Christmas. So, like, of course, man, run this thing. And then she probably said something, and she was pillow talking. She did that little thing that he liked when he was a young man. And, the older women get prudish and shit, but she's still cool with doing it, like gargling his balls or whatever. And in between the gargling of the man's balls, she said, I want to be doing social media. And he was like, all right, baby, whatever I got to do to get you to do that, I will give it to you. So, like, boom, this happens. This is not, I don't understand why people are upset about this. Just let that man do what he wants to do. Like, this is nepotism. I don't know if it's nepotism when it's your lady, but this is, what's the point of having power if you don't utilize the power? What's the point of having muscles if you don't flex? Shout out to my dog Bill.
Yeah. Living his best life, Stephen Brown said. And yeah, a lot of people do not take a liking to the 48-year-old age gap between them, but that's not my problem. And James, speaking of problems, this guy is going to be a problem for any NFL team that picks him up. So your boy T-Mac, aka Tetairoa McMillan, ran a 4.4840 at Arizona's Pro Day today, but he is 6'4" and 219 pounds, moving like that. Man,
I want him. Bring him on over. Bring him on over. Like that immediately. I don't want Trevor I don't want to post any more videos of saying Trevor needs to grow up. Like if we get him and if we lose every game because it's a shootout, I'm good. I want to eliminate the excuses for Trevor. And this Testarossa eliminates that for Trevor. Give me Texarkana McMillan, and I want him opposite Brian Thomas Jr. Matter of fact, fuck not Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk gone. We good with that. Go ahead, figure out how to get rid of Gabe Davis. I don't want the white boy from LA. No, give me this boy because I still don't know what is. He is Samoan. I don't know if he ain't white. I don't know what he is. But I know I want him. I want him at pause. I want him at wide receiver for the Jags.
Yeah, I definitely would not be mad at this pick. Bless you. I don't know. I feel like Gladstone in the org will probably try and go with Mason Graham on the defensive side, but I saw a draft where if we didn't get Tetairoa, we picked up Mason. We got Jaden Higgins from Iowa State later on, and I would not be mad at that at all. Especially we got the defense, and then we got a similar build with Jaden, 6'4" as well, lengthy frame. So excited to see what Gladstone and them boys in the Jaguars org will do.
It's crazy they're not talking about petite combo players. No matter how exciting they are. Like, it's a grown man league.
Yep, for sure. A grown man league for sure. Now, it is March, and the basketball fans are enjoying this time of the year because it is March Madness, like we previously mentioned. And a lot of people took some heat for UNC, making it into the March Madness bracket. And by a lot of people, I mean Bubba Cunningham, who's the director of athletics for North Carolina and on the board for March Madness. So according to 247 Sports, this is an alleged rumor, Bubba Cunningham receives an additional 1 month of his salary, which is $104,166 per year. Additional month of his salary, $104,166. His contract is for $1.25 million a year for North Carolina, making the NCAA tournament. Unbelievable. They made the dance over West Virginia, 6 quad 1 wins. Ohio State, Indiana Hoosiers, and it is noted that West Virginia took legal action. So West Virginia's governor is taking legal action against the NCAA selection committee over leaving the Mountaineers out of the tournament. Like I previously mentioned, Bubba Cunningham was on staff for the tournament committee, and one of the teams spoke out with some legal action. So James, what do you think about West Virginia taking the legal action for the March Madness snub?
Anytime I see this, I go back to one of the greatest movies ever written and acted. It's not on the level of The Mac, which is the greatest film, the greatest theatrical movie of all time. If you haven't watched The Mac, I implore everybody to go watch The Mac. It's just great acting all around. But the next greatest movie of all time is Major Payne. And pain and going through pain makes you recognize things And when nobody was there for you and nobody cared, nobody lended a kind ear, nobody gave a helping hand, nobody cheered, nobody came and said, that's wrong. In fact, they cheered when it happened to you. They spat in your face. They told you to grow up. They told you you did not deserve. They had whole ESPN specials. They had talking heads come at you and then cried when you went after their most beloved possession, their dog, because they treated you like a dog. When that happens, it just rolls. It comes from out of my diaphragm and through my chest, through my esophagus, and it just rolls off the tongue. And it says, if you're looking for sympathy, it's in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. Like Florida State actually went unfucking defeated and had history had real history. West Virginia lost to some sorry ass teams. Now, they beat some good teams. But if West Virginia would have went undefeated, we wouldn't be having this fucking conversation. It's 111 teams that get picked. You couldn't prove without a shadow of a doubt that you were better than 111 people. I don't want to hear this shit. I don't want taxpayer dollars wasted. I don't want your conference didn't drop their nuts for you. I don't give a fuck about Bubba. I actually wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. I actually want him to get ate by a megalodon, personally. But at the end of the day, it ain't his problem. It is your sorry. You hire a better basketball coach, recruit better players, probably stop talking that Project 2025 shit so you can get some colors up there like you had when you had Frank Young. Shout out to Florida High Zone. That took you to the damn promised land, took you to the playoffs. You need to go out here and have some, like, actually get some ball players. You need colored guys out there hooping. And you get more colored guys, and you're probably going to win some more basketball games. But I don't want to hear that shit. Nobody cared about us. In fact, to quote the great Mike Jack, all I want to say is that they don't give a damn about us. Now you know how it feels. Now, next time, maybe you'll step your goofy ass up and maybe do something and sue like when Ron. If you would have sued and stepped into this when Ron DeSantis did his part, we wouldn't be in this situation. But the problem is, Florida State is too much of a in the front type people that, you know, it makes everybody else look like cowards. And I'm sorry, Mr. Governor, but, you know, this, to be honest with you, this is some liberal hippie bullshit. If you want to ask me, this isn't participation trophies. This isn't fucking 9-9. Like, all the bullshit. Just matter of fact, just take all the shit that people said about Florida State when we actually won and just apply that to you because you actually lost, and you'll feel better. But I don't want to hear that shit.
No, we will get a chance to.
Matter of fact, have we seen what this dude look like?
Who, Bubba Cunningham?
No, we saw what Bubba looked like.
Right.
Oh, I really don't care. This man is in New York City. This man's from New York City. He ain't no real West Virginian. Like, he ain't no country roads, take my hand to a place where I belong, West Virginia, all that shit that they be talking about. That ain't you. You ain't about that life, bro. Get out of here. New York City.
So now, James will get a chance to speed run through this tournament bracket right here. Pick some of the teams you think who are going to proceed on. So I'm going to share it with you right here. So we'll start from the left side first, and then we'll go on the right side, and then we'll go down, and then we'll finish it out. So first things first, if you can see on the left side, just tell me who you want to pick. I'll select them, and then we can get going.
Let's go Auburn, because I like their coach, and they're playing at HBCU, and I know that the South will rise again. Louisville, Michigan, even though that's where them upsets happen. I'm going to go with Texas A&M, San Diego State, UNC winner, because we making all this uproar. Iowa State, New Mexico, Michigan State. Oh, let's go Louisville. ATM. Iowa State. I don't know why, but New Mexico. Louisville. Iowa State. The Great White Hopes. Baylor. The Christian school. They playing with Jesus. Arizona. The Sokum gang. Wisconsin. The Catholic ladies praying. In St. Mary's, the place where the old white ladies praying for them.
I have no clue.
I can't see the next one again. I'm in front of the. All right. Oh, Bama. Roll Tide. The white boys. Just go ahead and put the white boys already. I'm just telling you. I don't know who I'm picking. I'm gonna go Liberty. The Mormons. Sister Mary Clarence. Mormons are better than Catholics. I gotta pick one of them. Louisville Duke. Hogtown. Oklahoma, because UConn over there fucking crying and shit. Penny Hardaway and them boys. Grand Canyon. Nah, I'm just joking. Maryland. Drake. Texas Tech. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. St. John's. Gators. Pennies. Texas Tech. Rock Chalk. Kansas. Florida. And Kansas. Five Slamma Jamma. Houston. Gonzaga, just because I like their Bulldog mascot better. McNeese State, because I don't like what Clemson's doing in football recruiting. Purdue. The Illini. Kentucky, because that's my boys' school. Utah State. I don't know what the next one is. Oh, Tennessee. Zags. I'm feeling good about McNeese. Illini. Tennessee. Illini. Zags. UF. Illinois.
Got your top four, your final four right here, James. Who you picking?
White boys. And I haven't watched the game of it, but I just think the white boy. I'm assuming they're white too. Because did you know that there's I think 500 black men that go to the University of Florida, and that includes athletes. You gotta rep what happens is the NBA needs the flag to be. They need some more flags, and they need this win so that they can build and market this. So the NBA is calling it in, and they're going to win. The Dukies.
So that's the bracket. We're gonna submit it after, but Just wanted to give y'all a chance to see this bracket. And if you guys wanted to make a bracket of your own, just look up Fantasy ESPN 2025 March Madness Bracket Maker. This should pop up. But big Games B.S. James has Duke winning it all. Duke versus Florida, both #1 seeds in San Antonio facing off for the championship. So we will see how this goes. Just wanted to do this little interactive thing with the fans right quick, James. And next,
let me go ahead and down. We jumped up hot. I'm gonna go ahead and for my colors, we're gonna put it in the chat. God damn, it's 250 on the Twitter and 20 on that. Y'all down for a little March Madness? I think we should do an ESPN tournament challenge. So I'm gonna make one, and if you're colored, go to the YouTube community section. You will be able to see it. So just letting you know, get in on it. We will pick whoever wins it is gonna get something. I ain't watched the lick of college basketball. I rock the females, but even then, I ain't watched much of it either. So.
Yeah, Tennessee was looking good. Florida's looking really good. I might have to add, they got one of the best point guards in the country, Walter Clayton Jr., all SEC first team, along with the Alabama point guard, Mark Spears. So we will see how this goes. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of upsets and everything that occurs during March. That's what makes it the best. But now we will be transitioning into the NFL. Keon Coleman, a NIL note in the league, was hosted by Complex to do a kind of funny rating system for Coates. Obviously, playing in Buffalo Bills, he had to get real familiar with Coates. So we got this little funny video right here of Keon being Keon, man. Not much more to say than that, but he's a character when them cameras come on. So hope you enjoyed the video.
I'm gonna guess how much these coats are. This Nnadi, I don't even know what this coat at. 10,000 for this coat. That's the whole bear. And he got the shoes. How much was the coat?
8,700.
What is called? Like, what's the brand?
It's Justin Bieber in a capital coat.
What's capital? 200, 700.
$1,200.
Boy, you can bring that to Splash T-shirts and put them hearts on that, man. Samuel L. Jackson had this in what's that movie called? Django. How much was this? You tell me the price on this. 12,000.
2,000 over coat.
7. It's Burberry. Nobody wear that. 2,000.
2,150.
Basic could have got you that for 100. You could have ordered that custom made. Now this Supreme coat.
Get that.
Supreme.
Yeah, no, you cannot get
900. Ain't nothing cheap. Supreme.
You gotta go over
3,000, 12,000, 10,000.
9,990.
Yeah, he got these off of
10,000
stock. It was
for that.
bidding for it. All right, these jackets. Them hairstyles going for about $500.
Throwback.
1,000? Not for no hoodie, cuz. What's Avery Rack? This must be New York with them Timbs and them stiff old jeans. 1,200.
Avery, you couldn't tell me nothing with it if you had an Avery
I don't have
leather
no
jacket
words.
on.
I didn't know they still made those.
No, that was a throwback pick.
Oh, okay.
That was Jules.
Oh, Joel Santana.
Yeah, like that was old. That was old. That was back when we was rocking the NASCAR jackets too. And ain't not none of us know anything about NASCAR. But yeah, that's that throwback.
No, a little funny video by Keon. And yeah, shout out them NASCAR jackets. I used to want them as a kid, like the M&M ones. I remember them vividly, seeing like the M&Ms on the jacket. Man, shout out them jackets, man. And we got another NIL for you, no in the league. Coming from the Chiefs to the Jets, we got our boy got a chance to interview him at Super Bowl opening night. Derek Nnadi has signed with the Jets per his agency Sports Trust. Although they did not disclose the amount of his contract, we do know that he is now signed with the Jets, joining Jordan Travis and Jermaine Johnson in New York. James, what do you think about Derek signing to the Jets?
I mean, he's still getting that check, getting that bread, got a baby coming on the way. I'm happy for my guy. I want him to always be, I want him to play as long as he can. Got Super Bowl credit. He's going to be able to stay on the roster for a while. He's not as bad as some. I mean, not bad. I don't want to say that. Mario Edwards doesn't have as many wins as he has. He's been in the league for quite some time. Same thing with DeMarcus Walker, other guys. So I can see him. He's been very successful in a short amount of time in the league, and I'm all for it.
Huge shout out to Derek for getting that opportunity, like you said, getting that bag. And speaking of getting that bag, man, the Bengals sure put their money where their mouth is. So if you guys did not know, the Cincinnati Bengals have exclusively told Jordan Schultz that they have signed an extension with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Recently put the franchise tag on T. Higgins for the second time, and we will get into the details of this contract right now. So Jamar gets 4 years, $161 million with $112 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Now, T. Higgins gets 4 years, $115 million with the first 2 years guaranteed, making him the highest paid wide receiver 2 in the league. So we're going to get into the money move segment right here and talk about how the Bengals are spending 44% of their salary cap on just three players. So Joe Burrow with the annual value of $55 million, Jamar Chase with $40.25 million, and T. Higgins with $28.75 million. $125 million per year on just those three players. And like I previously mentioned, this is 44% of the 2025 salary cap, which was recently set at $279.2 million. So let's go and break down the money even more with this post right here. As you can see, this is a breakdown of how much money T. Higgins will make over in the per second, per minute, per day, per week, and per month. This is crazy money. So T. Higgins will make 0.91 cents per second, $54 per minute, $78,000 per day, $552,000 per week, and $2.4 million per month. James, what do you think about these historic signings from Jamar Chase and T. Higgins as well? Because they still have to pay Trey Hendrickson, if I might add.
Who the fuck gonna block for him? I mean, I'm with it. Like, get your money, daddy. But like at the same time, like it's a team sport. Like, you got the same problems. Joe Burrow about to be out there getting smoked, rolled in a pack. Because they going out there with a makeshift offensive line, with a make-a-wish ass offensive line. In a division that the only thing that's helping them is that their division didn't get any better. The Steelers are actively trying to get Mike Tomlin fired. The Browns don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I think everybody's just saying, you know what? Fuck it. We gotta wait till Lamar loses a step or two. Because it's clear we're not better than them. And I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, definitely not a good managerial position to have three players taking 44% of your cap space, knowing that you still have to pay Trey Hendrickson, one of your key defensive guys, on the back end. So I don't know how the Bengals are going to do this, but like you said, the division isn't showing any signs of improvement, if I'm being honest. So we will move forward from this, and then we're going to talk about another LSU star right here. One of the top cornerbacks in the league, Derek Stingley Jr., has agreed to a 3-year, $90 million deal, making him the highest paid defensive back in the NFL. So if you guys are wondering who are the other highest paid cornerbacks in the NFL, we got your list right here. Don't worry. You got Derek, like I previously mentioned, with 30. And then you have J.C. Horn, $25 million. And then FSU's own Jalen Ramsey with $24.1 million. And yes, Montre, like you said, them LSU boys are getting paid right now. And huge shout out to them for getting their payday. Well-deserved from Stingley. Well-deserved. One of the top cornerbacks in this league. And James, are you a fan of Stingley's game, man, over down in Houston?
I think he's good. I think it doesn't matter. I think he's in Houston. So, they're not going to win anything. So.
True. Not wrong. And Jags are going to give them a run for their money in the AFC South this year. All things good, all things fluid. And next, we are going to transition into Darius Slay, another defensive back, if you will. So Darius Slay recently reached an agreement with a 1-year, fully guaranteed $10 million deal with the Steelers. Speaking of the AFC North, James.
Wasn't he just crying about something? Not really crying, but just like he didn't want to leave, but now it worked out for him. You didn't leave the state. But getting paid, I'm good for him. Again, the Steelers are actively plotting against Mike Tomlin. I don't like it.
Speaking of not want to leave Philadelphia, man, Philadelphia has the ultimate cheat code. I don't know what their GM has up their sleeve, but they have been doing the most. If you guys haven't been keeping up with the Eagles, they have been cutting a lot of the people on their roster by means of trade or releasing them. And if you're wondering why they're making all these moves to a team that won the Super Bowl this past season, here is why. So the Eagles have 8 selections in the first 3 rounds over the next 2 drafts. Let me repeat that. The Eagles are projected to have 8 selections in the first 3 rounds over the next 2 drafts. So you can see from this infographic right here, Eagles have they own a 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, and 3rd round pick in this year's draft. And in 2026, they have 1 1st round pick, another 2nd round pick, and then you have 3 3rd round picks. So making that the 8 selections in the first 3 rounds over the next 2 drafts. So James, how scary is Philly going to be with all these picks they got here and all the draft capital they have pertaining for the next 2 seasons?
I mean, you already know where they're going to go. Best available Georgia player. Florida State guy. Like, they're going to go pick guys. They just do a great job of fulfilling needs. So, like, when you look at who they let go, you know that they're going to bring somebody in that's very similar. You got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a later pick. So you allow him to leave, knowing that, feeling confident that your system is going to be able to replicate his type of play. And they're good. I mean, they work, their front office works extremely well with each other. So you can try to hate on it, but like they've been consistently doing it. So kudos to them.
Definitely kudos to them. And man, I'm just excited to see how they will pan out in these next couple of years. But speaking of draft and the draft picks, I found this interesting infographic right here. I wanted to share it with you all. So let me make this enlarge right quick. This is the first time in the common draft era, which is from 1970 till now, that every team owns their 1st round pick to start the new league year. So everybody currently owns their 1st round draft pick for this upcoming draft. Just wanted to share this with you all because just a little historical moment right here. And another historical moment we got coming from LA to Seattle, man. I wanted him in the Jags, but it's okay. Cooper Kupp and the Seahawks reached an agreement on a 3-year, $45 million deal. If you guys didn't know, he is from the state of Washington, so he's able to rep Washington once again. Went to Eastern Washington for college, and now he is back on his homecoming. James, do you think Cooper is going to retire in his home state, or do you think he'll have the opportunity to stretch his career out even more, play somewhere else, or you think this is his last go around?
I mean, he can't stay healthy. It's easy to put the money on this being his last contract. So, a lot would have to go right for him for that to be wrong.
Yep, and his quarterback Sam Darnold sharing the field with JSN, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. Obviously, Kenneth Walker as well, being another piece on that team. And I don't know how the Seahawks will pan out, obviously, in the NFC West. So we'll see how they will work out. And Montre said, I think he's going to retire there in his hometown. I kind of agree with you too, Montre, especially how James was mentioning with his injury proneness, if you will, and just giving him his money right here so he can have a sweet homecoming. I know this is one of Miles's favorite segments, so we got to shout out List Twitter right quick. So, James, who do you think is the best wide receiver duo in the league now since there have been some moves made, or you think it's somebody who wasn't pictured on this list right here? I'm excited to hear your thoughts, and I'm excited to see what Miles has to say.
Ooh.
AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. I mean, Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison should be. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins should be.
That's where I would go. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Devontae Adams and Puka could be good, but like I know what AJ Brown and Devonta Smith can do. That's why I picked them.
Rank your first three.
AJ Brown Smith 1, Chase Higgins 2, Adams Nakua 3, with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin coming in, kind of picking at their heels.
Okay. Well, and you're considering the quarterback, or
Yeah.
you're just thinking,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like, again, everybody, like, people want Kupp in my Najigba to be it, but like we seen his quarterback not be able to fucking throw to Justin Jefferson.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? Like, you think he's gonna they're gonna sprinkle pixie dust and all of a sudden he's gonna be good? The only thing he's good at is signing an NFL contract. That's his agent. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddell could be great. They got a quarter, like, it sounds bad. Well, actually, no, because the truth is none of you guys really care. We don't care about Tua's brain. We need Tua to get another concussion so that Tua plays better.
I mean, Tyreek Hill and Waddle, when Tua was at his peak, hit that 70 point. Like, he was
playing, as you were saying, Miles. You say he was playing good. He was playing out of his mind. He needs a concussion. Nobody wants to say these things because it's not popular. But like, the man played good when he was concussed. Throwing up what they should do is let him play preseason and just let him through. Like remember the Titans with Sunshine? Let him through. Just let him brace for it. And then just get his head knocked off and then throw some gang signs. And then now all of a sudden he's gonna wake up and he's gonna be throwing darts because he doesn't care anymore. But right now, Tua is like, remember how my dad said remember that dumb shit my dad did? Smart shit, dumb smart shit is what my dad did. What did he say he liked? He's like, yeah, son, we liked cornflakes when I was growing up. And it made me think, I'm like, damn, you wasn't that poor, Dad. Couldn't have been that poor to like cornflakes. How you force yourself to like, yeah, we just put half a bag of sugar on it. That's not good for you. That's why you have diabetes now. That's why you barely can see. That's Tua. Tua is cornflakes. You pretend you like it, but you got to do a lot of shit to make it good. That's all I'm saying, man. And he cornflake without the milk. Not flakes, cornflake. Like my man said. You know how dry one cornflake is? Oh, Wheaties, even worse.
Yeah, I think Puka and Devontae have a chance to be at the top of this list. We will definitely see how their season will pan out. But we mentioned Cooper Kupp, and now he's got a new teammate in Seattle, DeMarcus Lawrence. But DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons were seen chirping on Twitter. So if you want to know how this started, we got the video right here of DeMarcus Lawrence answering some questions for the Seattle media, I presume. And he said, quote, "Dallas is my home, but I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there." So we're going to hear it from his own mouth right now.
You know, Dallas is my home. I made my home there. You know, my family lives there. You know, I'm forever going to be there. But, you know, I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So, yeah. We here.
We're here. DeMarcus Lawrence, welcome to the Seahawks. Thanks for joining us.
Now, Michael Parsons took to Twitter and said, "This what rejection and envy look like. This some clown shh." And then DeMarcus Lawrence responded, "Calling me a clown won't change the fact that I told the truth. Maybe if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left." James, what do you think about the banter between these former players, and which side do you agree on?
Man, you want to know? You want to know what's funny? You know who playmaker sided with? Michael Irvin.
Never mind. I was gonna say a bad joke, but no, I don't know who he sides to. Yeah, I was gonna say something along those lines, but I do not know.
This is how I know. Like, I'm siding with Lawrence, man. DeMarcus Lawrence is like, man, we fucking suck. Jerry Jones is in the way. Like, he's got a point. Points were raised. Like, they not winning. Like, who are they beating? Because you got to look at it in the next 2 to 3 years. What have they done to build? Like, they still got the court. Like Dak Prescott is not going to win you anything, dog. Sorry. You got to have you're running back. You had a while. If I remember correctly, they had a kid who played. No. That wasn't. That was the Giants. You're better than the Giants. You're not better than the Commanders. You're fighting right now for third in your division. But you're mad that somebody told. See, this reminds me of what happened this weekend. This is not a fucking game. Now, if any organization will take care of you for life, it will be the Cowboys. But, like, let's be real. Like, you're probably not going to be on the Cowboys the end of this next contract. So, like, why are you fighting so hard for them? Like, the man said his truth. How long was Lawrence there for?
I'll look it up right now.
I mean, you've only seen so many playoff wins in your life. This man's
says a decade-long career. I think he was drafted there in 2014, so decade plus.
He's not gonna see a Super Bowl. He knows it. Like he's just speaking the truth, man. And he said the truth. If you would stop tweeting so much, but I always think that's funny because I know that has nothing to do with why they're losing. It's a lot more complex. But like, but maybe he should have said like if your play was as strong as your tweets, we would be closer, and I wouldn't have left. But we know that's not the case.
I didn't necessarily disagree with what he said, but he was putting down the Cowboys by saying they'll never win a championship. But if you look at his team now, they got the same odds as the Cowboys of winning a championship. So I just found that a little shaky that he even said that.
I think he finally just said, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm going for the bag, baby. I'm going for the bag.
Yeah, like you said, he's probably just tired of Jerry at this point, talking to Jamie Foxx about meat sizes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, if our owner was not there with him, like, he's like, you didn't find it, what was it? So don't you find that, not interesting? What did he say? Don't you find that suspicious that Jerry just got one of them, just walks around with a tape measure? And on it reads measuring wood, but he ain't got no 2x4s anywhere near. Like that man out there always trying to let me get a measurement. Always want to get a measurement fresh out of the shop. That's what your GM and your owner's doing. But you over here mad at this guy. Like that Jamie Foxx thing will never not be wild to me though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Gerald has some explaining to do for sure. We are at the Big Games B.S. segment where we cover topics outside of football. And one of the main things I wanted to start out with is Steph Curry. We didn't get a chance to talk about this on Friday, but Steph Curry becomes the first player in NBA history to ever hit 4,000 threes.
Shout out to my guy with the Golden Skiing Warriors. Just the picture of consistency with this. I mean, like he's so good at doing that he's carved out a space during the King James era, which makes him an all-time great. And I appreciate being able to watch him, even though I think he sold his soul to the devil to be able to shoot such a pure shot.
Agreed. And I'm biased, but if he's not in y'all top 10, you're doing something wrong. Just saying, top 10 all time. Just saying, he's it. The numbers, the stats, accolades, he's up there. We can argue about top 10s on another time. But speaking of the basketball world, the Pat Bev podcast was discussing Angel Reese, and Pat Bev's co-host had some harsh words to say about Angel Reese. You know, we Angel Reese #1 fans is James, so we need to come to her defense because this dude was talking reckless about Angel, and this had nothing to do with her. Just, her, they didn't say no stats, didn't say anything. It's just about the antics. So I want to hear your opinion on this, James. Tell me what you think. And is the Pat Bev co-host wrong for this?
You think of WNBA, you have to think of Angel Reese. She has her own McDonald's burger.
I think her McDonald's meal has her thinking that she's a different stratosphere, that she kind of like dictates the WNBA. And I wonder what the other 28 women who scored more points than her last year on an average think of her speaking for all of them.
I think they understand where it comes from. You got to understand, it's people that's played in the WNBA for a ton of years that the casual fans might not even know their name, but they know Angel Reese. They know Angel Reese.
So do you think that an
Regardless
Adumbawale or a Wilson is saying, oh, yes, Angel Reese, I want you to speak for me?
I don't know if they're saying that, but when she does say something, you hear it. I can say that rather than another person coming out saying it, right? The names you just named, phenomenal basketball play. But you tell casual fans or fans those names, they don't even know those names. They know Caitlin Clark, they know Angel Reese. Like, they don't know a lot of these players, right? Because of WNBA, you play WNBA, a lot of people don't watch. Angel Reese, you see her everywhere. You see her at McDonald's, she has podcasts, she has this, she has that. I'm not saying because of talent, but I'm saying when you think of 10 people WNBA that's playing, Angel Reese is one of them.
You think that they deserve more money?
Hell yeah.
Even though they're not bringing in more money?
Hell yeah.
Where should the money come from then?
I don't know, right? But I know.
We have to, that's an equation that needs to be balanced.
But I'm just saying as an athlete, you go out there and you prepare, you go out there and you train, the tax that you put in your body, all that shit. From that standpoint on, just from being an athlete, they deserve more money.
Well, she's getting more money from McDonald's.
But that's not from her being an athlete. That's her because she's an athlete. She's gonna be on the USA team, right? Like that's a true fact. Whether for skill or not, she's gonna be on the USA team. You think of
Like, one, shout out to Pat Bev for putting brother in his place. I want to give him a round of applause for that one right there, because like he challenged him. And let's not pretend like, yes, Angel Reese was not the top scorer, but that's not her game. Her game is she's one of the top rebounders. She's one of the top blocks. She gets assists. That's her game. That's her thing. And I heard the Angel Reese burger sucks. But it's not like there's only one other person who's done this and been successful, and that's Travis Scott. Anybody remember Travis Scott had a McDonald's meal? My son wanted to get that. McDonald's ain't just going around giving everybody meals, dog. So let's cut the shit. Cut the malarkey, Tom. She does the reason, let's not put the chicken before the egg. The reason Angel Reese has the McDonald's deal, the reason why Angel Reese has a podcast that's popular, the reason why Angel Reese has endorsements is because Angel Reese is a good WNBA player. She is a good female basketball player. She equates to the female basketball players during the era when they came up. Hey, why is Corey Holcomb stealing my jokes? She might not be Beyonce, but she is a sexy llama. And I like her. I do think she could probably wear more clothing, but I also know that's probably why she's popular. The girl she's a rookie. They get better over time. LeBron did not lead the league in scoring when he first came into the league, but he was one of the more popular players the minute he got into the league. Like, so, like that guy, it was an argument that he wasn't even trying. Like Pat Bev, while Pat Bev may look like he dresses like he's in the WNBA, I do appreciate him standing up for that young sister when it could have been an easy piling on thing, because like he just went too far when it comes to that. And you know what? And then the way that Pilgrim spoke as if Ajayi Wilson and them are just cool with not making as much money. The other side of it is he said the WNBA is not making more money, and that is fundamentally not true. The WNBA has made a lot more money this year. They will continue to make more money as popularity has grown the brand. It just wasn't as popular. People wasn't. The fact you're talking about it on the podcast shows that it's growing as a brand. And 10 years ago, if you would have listened to the Sports Den or anything that I was on, we would not be fucking talking about the WNBA. We would not be talking about women's basketball. At most, we would be talking about softball. But the fact that we're discussing women's basketball tells you everything you need to know about the trajectory and where women's basketball is going. If you did not care about it, you would not talk about it. Period. But the fact that people are entertaining it shows that it is something that must be entertained. So, hey, kudos to Angel Reese having a nasty McDonald's burger. But she's got one. That's one. If you were more popular on your podcast, you'd have a McDonald's burger.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you tried the burger, James, because it has barbecue sauce on it, and I'm traumatized because one time I put barbecue sauce on my burger thinking it was ketchup, so I hate barbecue sauce on my burgers. Immediate turn off. So, are you gonna try the meal though?
No, I'm a healthy heterosexual male. I'm not eating no motherfucking Angel Reese meal, but I will say McDonald's is crazy because McDonald's actually it's set up for you to fail and not have great health. McDonald's actually has a $5 meal. Like Wendy's started this shit. They now their meals is getting back up there. But McDonald's, you can go get a McDouble, some fries, 4-piece nugget, and a drink for $5, right? If you want to get some lettuce and tomato, it's like a $6 meal now. So I went over and got that. That McDouble with lettuce and tomato actually hits a little different, especially if it's hot. But I'm not getting an Angel Reese meal. I'm sorry.
That's all I have for today, James. You got any last words for the fans? We got 370 people here, 354 on your Twitter, 15 on the YouTube. Any last words tonight?
Question. We talking about burger. Would you buy if Angel Reese dropped some shoes? You copping the Reese's?
No, just because it's Reebok. That's the only reason.
No.
No, Mom?
Sounding. And you know why.
Because she's a woman?
Yes. What is this? What are we pretending?
Hey, if they was fire, I might. No, I'm lying. I'm not.
No way.
I'm lying. I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody tried to call me a hypocrite, right? Because I talked about I think LeBron is, but I think Mike is the GOAT. LeBron is the GOAT. And they're like, "Well, you don't own no LeBrons." I said, "I didn't own Jordans when Jordan was playing. The only reason I own Jordans now is because I got a bunch of J's that you can't get. Period. If they tell me I can't get LeBrons, you know what I'm going to immediately want to have? LeBrons. It's just how I work. I didn't want Pappy Van Winkle, the liquor, until people told me you can't get Pappy Van Winkle. It immediately made me want to go get Pappy Van Winkle.
What the hell?
It's just, sometimes it's just how it works. Scarcity, fake scarcity is how you push things. But I'm not just Angel Reese is not is not marketing to me, and I realize that she's not. Her market isn't 40-year-old black males with dreads. Her market is the community and young girls. She's a better version of Sexy Red, a little bit more palatable version of Sexy Red.
How come no healthy places ever promote athletes? Why does McDonald's have all the athletes?
Because nobody cares about. Everybody wants to. It's crack. Have you ever heard somebody just wake up and say, man, we know salads are better for us, right? But have you ever just said, man, damn, I'm really craving a Zach salad?
Hell no. I never eat salad.
What I'm saying is, I want to go to Zaxby's, give me the. But you know what Zaxby's had? That had the streets popping? Philly cheesesteaks. A chicken sandwich. They got that. People like the fries, get the extra ranch. And nobody just wakes up besides people who are faking for Instagram. And most of those people's bodies are built. We're manufactured.
Yeah.
Vegans don't like being vegan. You know how I know?
The way to live.
If they love being a vegan, these carrots are amazing. This cauliflower is delicious. But no, these are buffalo cauliflower bites. It's like buffalo chicken, but it's cauliflower. This lion's mane tastes like pulled pork. No, it doesn't. It tastes like mushrooms with barbecue sauce. You hate yourself. So you're trying to hide it by with fake meat. It's terrible. It's a terrible way to live your life. Live your truth. That's why, Miles. Like nobody, they know that. They know that, but yeah, man. But Angel, Angel's gonna make her bread, and you know what she's gonna do when she's done making her bread. She's done, and she can't hoop or dribble or lick. She's gonna go on commentating, and then we're gonna see them big ass eyelashes on ESPN or one of those places. So, but I don't know. But shout out. But again, I like Pat Bev. Again, I don't like Pat Bev's outfit, but Pat Bev was out there telling the truth and defending that young sister, even if it's just because he wants the opportunity to maybe hit down the road. But he's defending her nonetheless. So outside of that, man, on the road, we'll try to get this thing done Wednesday morning. Anybody have show ideas, comments, make sure you're checking out our content that we have. We'll be uploading some content from this past weekend, 707 on Big Game Gridiron, as well as the media group with the reels, showing people what's going on. We have some other stuff that will be uploaded from the Super Bowl. Still got plenty of content that's left over. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Check out the March Madness Challenge. Tell a friend to encourage. It's $3.99 to become a member. What are you missing out on? You can win the March Madness Challenge, get $100 at the end of it. Check out a lot of the stuff that that we got going on, and in terms of giveaways, and to the book bag drive will be here. And I do believe somebody was asking about the Alabama tailgate. We will have tickets for the Alabama tailgate up here real soon. The goal is to get 1,000 people at the Alabama tailgate. So make sure you tell a friend that we getting active. So outside of that, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.